I have to tell you something about myself. As a young kid, I really knew some things about me. And one of the first things I knew about me was that the idea of becoming pregnant was not for me. And the idea of a human being shooting out my vajayjay, it wasn't for me. And I knew that early. And I knew it wasn't for me because I saw people around me pregnant. I didn't think it was gross. But what I thought, hormones, cravings, swelling, and you got a whole human being in your body that eventually is going to shoot out like a cannonball out your nether regions, that wasn't for me. I always loved children, but I never wanted to be a parent full time. But I've always worked in the helping profession, and I never wanted to get married, but later in life I did. And I kept my promise to never get pregnant or have a baby. But I became a bonus mom. And as becoming a bonus mom, had a kind of weird relationship with my two bonus children. But eventually, my bonus daughter and I got it together. And when my youngest grandson was being born, she invited me into the room. She invited me to the room, and I was shocked. And I just remember sitting in a corner in that hospital room and hearing people from other parts of labor and delivery moaning and hollering and whatever. And I'm in the room with this woman, never thinking she would invite me in. And I'm sitting in a corner, and I'm here. And my bonus daughter, she kind of got a potty mouth and things. And I'm hearing swearing and da-da-da-da and all this stuff going on. But all of a sudden, I see my grandbaby, Joshua, coming out of her. And it was the most incredible thing I ever saw. It wasn't gross. It was just a miracle. And I sat in that corner, watched that baby being born, and I got hooked. So really, my decision not to be a parent or get pregnant was really very stringent. But at that moment, I decided, some silly ass reason, I was going to be a doula. Okay? So everybody around me, now my Aunt Lois is here, everybody around me knew I wasn't going to get pregnant. I wasn't going to have no babies. I didn't want to be no 24-hour parent. I decided to be a doula. When I told people around me, they looked at me like, she done lost her damn mind. She really has lost her mind. But being me, I did it anyway. I got my certification. Now, my background, I'm a social worker. I've always worked with people. Thank you. And I work with kids. I work with families and children in foster care and adoption. And in my career, I met this couple, Luke and Jelana. Now, Luke and Jelana came to me to be certified as foster parents, and they were a young couple. And let me just tell you a little about them. Luke and Jelana they met each other doing Christian ministry. They were building schools and doing medical stuff in South America. That's how they met. Really cute, sweet little couple. They came to me. So when they decided to start a family, and they knew that I was a doula, they asked me to be their doula. I was so happy, I agreed immediately. So everything I learned, I'm doing birthing plans with them. I'm going to birthing classes with them. We massaging. We doing all this stuff. We got a birthing plan. The baby's name, I was there when the nursery was getting done. So the time comes, I was with them. They found out they were pregnant about 3 months in. So I'm doing all this stuff with them for the remainder of the time. So the night comes, and I'm working, and I get home from a late night meeting, and I get a call from Luke. He's saying, "Hey, Marlyn, Jelana started labor, and but it's going real slow. We want to do the labor here at home. So just get your dinner, take a shower, do what you need to do. But when you're done, get to the house." Okay. So I take my shower and whatever. About 20 minutes later, I get a call. "Marlyn, get here now. Her water done broke. Meet us at the hospital." I get my little doula bag that I had all set. It had music. It had meditation tapes. I had protein bars. I had juice. I had fruit. I had my change of clothes. I had lotion, massage oils, all this stuff. I walk out. I'm looking like George Jefferson, just walking out the house. And on the way, I'm thinking, a baby coming. You stupid ass fool. You can't do this. And I'm freaking out. I'm freaking out all the way to the hospital. I get there, I get to labor and delivery. I got my little suitcase and I'm walking like I'm something. And I get there and I'm thinking mayhem. I walk in the room it's quiet. Everything is calm. And I'm thinking, what the hell is going on? Well, in the course of her getting to the hospital, her labor stopped. And she stopped dilating. She had her water broke. I saw the clothes that she had. Water broke, everything. So we spent the evening. I'm a new doula. And I'm thinking, I don't know what the hell I'm doing. And then it was like when I saw her panicking, something came, all that stuff that I learned came back to me. We spent the evening walking the hallways. We did squats. I put her on that bed medicine ball and rubbed her belly. I turned her on the side and rubbed her ankles. And she started serious labor. It happened so quickly. Again, I'm like, what the hell is you doing? But we had a system. Luke, her husband, was at the head. The monitor was there. I was on this leg. Somebody else was on that leg. We're pulling the legs. Now, I don't know if people been in labor and delivery, but they have regular hospital beds sometimes with the stirrups. But they had this bed there that had these handles. So I'm on one side. I'm looking at the monitor. I'm doing the goofy stuff that I learned that I couldn't believe I remember. And she's going, and I'm like, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, put. I'm doing everything they told me to do. It's working. All of a sudden, I'm looking at Luke, who is the sweetest man in the world. I'm looking at his face, and I hear this voice. Honey, can we talk about something? And and I hear it, and I'm looking up, and I said, this man done lost his damn mind. Honey, I know that we talked about the name of the baby, and we talked about what we was gonna name her. But I was thinking, and when he said, but what I was thinking, I looked up at him like, dude, you done lost your, like, what? And she heard him too, after one of them big contractions. And all of a sudden, this gentle, sweet woman, that Christian sweet woman, all of a sudden, she grabbed them 2 handles, she put her hands in them stirrups, and she pulled herself up, and I heard, motherfucker! And her eyes got tight. She was like the Matrix, motherfucker. And I'm looking at him going, oh shit. And he looking like, oh shit. I got one leg and I grab, and I'm pushing him out the door because she getting ready to kill you. He was smart enough to stay out that door till she calmed down. And when he found out that it was safe enough to come back in, he got back in and we got back in the groove. He's coaching her. I'm holding her leg. And all of a sudden, I see this head doing this, pulsing in, pulsing out, coming in, coming out. All of a sudden, I see a shoulder, and the doctor says, episiotomy, mineral oil, stretching. All of a sudden, in and out. I'm seeing how these contractions are, come on, baby, one more. I'm making sounds with her like I'm in labor. He, ha, 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 and all kinds of stuff is coming out. All of a sudden, I see a shoulder. I see another shoulder. That baby did that flip thing that they do. And I heard, wah, wah. And they turned her over and suctioned her out, and she opened her eyes. And I was like, whew, good God Almighty. I had never, ever, ever experienced anything like that. Opened up my world. So the baby's born. We go through everything that we're going through. And I'm sitting there. And I'm thinking to myself, wow, what a night. I became super doula. I saved that friggin' man's life because she would get ready to off him. And you know what? I didn't change my mind about being pregnant. I didn't change my mind about delivering a baby because that couldn't have happened with me. That would have been putting me in a straitjacket. I couldn't have done it. But it was the most beautiful, surreal thing that I had ever experienced. That young lady, I got a card last week. She just graduated from college. And I delivered her sister as well. Thank you.